Now for this one, we have a number in the front. So we're going to do something slightly different. We're going to, at the very end, we're going to multiply by that number. So here's how I do this one. So we'll start off with the blue here. I ignore the number and I go 2 times x. So I leave the 3 there and I put a big bracket here and I go 2 times x, and that's like another x, so that's 2x squared. Then I do 2 times 4. So over here I go 2 times 4. Well, 2 times 4 is 8, so I put plus 8x. You can use your calculator, 2 times 4. Now over here we do minus 1 times x. So that's like minus 1x. And finally we do minus 1 times 4. So that's like just negative 4. We'll close the bracket. Now we collect the middle two terms. So again, we collect these two terms. So it's like 8 minus 1. So if 8 take away 1, that's minus 7x minus 4. Now, on the next step, we multiply the 3 to each of the numbers. So everything gets multiplied by 3. So it's as if we shoot arrows to each one. That gets multiplied by 3. That over there gets multiplied by 3. And the last one gets multiplied by 3. So 3 times 2 is 6x squared. 3 times negative 7. I know it's going to be negative. Let's take a look. Let's go to my calculator. 3 times negative 7. Whoops, not a plus. Oh, let's do this again. 3 times negative 7. Negative 21x. Negative 21x. And then you go 3 times negative 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. And don't forget your equal signs at the start. And there's, you can put a box if you want. With all these lines, you put a box on your final answer. So that's that one. Okay, number 5. So we got another one here. There's a negative 2 in the front. And you got 2x minus 7 and 2x minus 5. Let's take a look at number 5 before we do 6 here. So negative 2. So same idea. Put negative 2 here and put a bracket. You multiply the 2 times the x. You get 2x squared. Then the 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is plus 10x. Then negative 7 times x. Maybe I'll use a different color again. Sorry. We'll continue. We'll do this one all in one color. So negative 7 is negative 7x. And then negative 7 times 5 is negative 35. Close the bracket. Minus 2. Collect the two middle terms. 2x squared. 10 subtract 7 is 3. So it's plus 3x minus 35. Now everything gets multiplied by negative 2. So they all are going to change signs. So first everything. So the first one, negative 2 times 2 is negative 4x squared. Then it's negative 2 and times 3. That's negative 6x. We're just doubling. Double of 2 is 4. Double is 3 of 3 is 6. Now double of 35. So now I need my calculator here. Negative 2 times negative 35. Oh, it's positive 70. So then you put plus 70. And that's our final answer. Let's go now to question 6. And these questions says, change to standard form. So change to standard form. We're going to take this guy and change it to standard form. You know what? I'm just going to plop him into another page. So we're just going to do a new page, insert a blank page, and plop this one right here. So we got lots of room here. Okay, so 6. So we want to put it into standard form. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact same steps. We're going to take the 2 and multiply by that, and we'll take the 2x and multiply by there. So 2 times 2 is 4x squared, and 2 times 4 is plus 8x. So 2 times 4 is plus 8, and then you put the x. Now we'll do the other one here. Now we'll do the bottom. Let's switch colors. Here, negative 4 times 2, negative 8x. Negative 4 times negative 4, negative 16. Next step, 4x squared. Interesting, look at this. 8 subtract 8 is 0. Okay, plus 0x minus 16. Well, we don't have to write it. We can just put 4x squared minus 16. So when it's a 0, you don't have to write it. And that's the answer to 6. Now number 7. Number 7 a little harder. There's a 3 in the front. I'm going to follow the same steps. I'm going to go y equals 3. I'm going to have a huge bracket. And let's just maybe move this down a bit. And let's see if we can move this down with that other bracket there. So we have lots of room here. So 2 times 3x, 6x squared. 2 times negative 2, minus 4x. 5 times 3. So if you don't know, you can always use a calculator. If you don't know your times tables, that's okay. You can always go 5 times 3. 15 plus 15x. And the next one's 5 times negative 2. That's negative 10. And you collect the middle terms. So you put the two middle terms together, these two here. Y equals 3, so 6x squared. And the last term stays. We just have to figure out the middle term, negative 4 plus 15. We'll go to our calculator. Negative 4 plus 15, 11. So you get positive 11x. And then you take the 3 and you multiply everything by 3. So I can use my calculator here. Y equals 3 times 6. So we hear 3 times 6, 18x squared. Okay, 3 times 11. So I'll go to my calculator. 3 times 11, 33x. And then 3 times 10, I think, is just 30. So I'm not going to go to my calculator. And there's my final answer here. Okay, there's the final y equals. Well, I forgot. Let's just go back one here. See, this is y. When it's y equals, you should put y equals in the front. So my final answer should be y equals 4x squared minus 16, because we're just changing it to standard form by multiplying. Similarly here, we want y equals, and now this looks like standard form. You guys can complete the rest of the worksheet. I think it's only 2 pages. You should be fine with it, I hope. If you have any questions, feel free to email me.